Aloha everyone! My name is Louise Martin. I work with the Oahu Resource Conservation and Development Council as a conservation planner. In this webinar, I will be sharing out on local soil health opportunities. The long-standing era of plantation agriculture and intensive clearing of native forests has led to degraded agricultural soils in Hawaii, creating a need to rebuild soil health to maintain or regenerate productive soils. Healthy soils are essential to functioning agroecosystems, and many Hawaiian farmers are interested in and finding it necessary to prioritize soils in their farm management decisions. Oahu RC&D worked with local producers to evaluate soil health plans as a focused methodology to identify practices that support soil health at the farm scale. We utilize soil health testing to inform producers of the impact of practices already in use by their operations and provide support for implementation of additional soil health practices. Pictured are some of the sites we tested, ones that had varying levels of living soil cover, differing slope intensity, or different cropping systems. We also heard that the biggest barrier to implementing soil health practices is having access to funding. With NRCS, there is a newer opportunity to focus funds to soil health planning and practices, but we need to build a network of both soil health planners and farmers applying for funding. I will review these opportunities in greater detail in the following slides. There is potential for both service providers and farmers to receive funding through the Natural Resources Conservation Service to plan and implement soil health practices. To share more about this new funding opportunity, I will begin by reviewing soil health management practices and planning. Then I will move on to what a technical service provider, or TSP, is and what the NRCS funding process looks like. I will end with how you or others you may know can become a service provider or access soil health planning services. So, what is soil health? Soil health is a metaphor that is founded in measurement. A healthy soil has good structure, enhances water availability, holds and cycles nutrients, has an abundance and diversity of beneficial organisms, is resistant to degradation, and is resilient. These are all attributes that can be measured and monitored through physical, biological, and chemical indicators of soil health. NRCS has identified 4 principles to manage a soil for health. These include maximizing continuous living roots, minimizing soil disturbance, maximizing farm biodiversity, and maximizing soil cover. We can use these indicators and principles to set soil health goals for farms and ranch lands, determine practices to get us there, and measure the progress. There are many management practices that can benefit soil health. These can be tailored to maximize their potential benefit based on operational need, availability of resources, site location, and baseline soil condition. Displayed are some practices that are eligible for cost-share funding through NRCS, but there are many more that can also be considered. Locally, many farmers value and are interested in soil health, but there are many unique challenges farmers in Hawaii have to overcome before soil health can be a top priority. The top barriers identified by the farmers we've worked with involve the direct cost of implementing practices and lack of additional labor. Because of its connection to funding, soil health planning can lower the implementation financial barrier for farmers. Soil health planners can also work with farmers to weigh the economic benefits of implementing soil health practices. A soil health management plan takes those principles we just reviewed and puts them into one site-specific document. Soil health planners combine knowledge gained from in-field assessments, discussion with land managers, resource maps, and soil tests to identify soil health resource concerns, determine goals and producer objectives, and identify alternative practices to reach those goals. There are many purposes that soil health management plans can be focused on too. A producer we have tested this planning tool with wanted to address compaction, low organic matter levels, and low aggregate stability. On the right-hand side of the slide is a map from their soil health plan. We designed practice layouts of tall nitrogen-fixing species to be intercropped between their cash crop fields. These will reduce wind for smaller plants while being a source of green mulch that can be chopped and dropped onto the field to build organic matter and create a site of continuous living roots in rows between their crops or fields that will lessen compaction over time and encourage formation of soil aggregates. These plans also cite existing soil health practices and managements. This can be a useful tool to display what's going on in an operation and to track what is working well and what could be adjusted. Plans may be developed just for the benefit of improving an operation or can be a pathway to be eligible for funding from NRCS to support plan development and practice implementation. To improve the quality of soil health plans as standalone documents, we've been developing and providing additional tools and guidelines. Displayed here is a timeline for practices that can be implemented to transition a fallowed field with intensive agricultural history back into production while building soil health. Oahu RC&D has also been collecting costing information to help producers make informed decisions on new managements suggested in soil health plans. Technical service providers are people certified by NRCS to provide services to farmers, ranchers, and private forest landowners. TSPs receive payment for their services. To be approved as a TSP, you must meet education or experience requirements, have NRCS technical training, and submit sample work for NRCS to review. You can meet the education experience requirement through one of three options: either having a certification from an agricultural society, having an agricultural or environmental college degree with 2 years of planning experience, or having 4 years of experience planning and cropping systems. Once certified, you are eligible to be paid to develop plans for NRCS contracts. TSPs set their own rate for their services, but typically match the cost rate set by NRCS. Payment rates for soil health management plans in the fiscal year of 2023 range from $1,200 to $2,700 depending on the complexity of the plan. Oahu RC&D will be working with NRCS to hold the technical training portion in spring of 2023. The NRCS funding process offers financial benefit to both TSPs and farmers and can increase access to technical assistance. The overall process can be broken into 3 steps. First, a farm has to apply for a soil health management plan through NRCS. If selected, the farmer will receive a funded contract to develop a plan with a TSP. Then that farmer will choose a TSP from the registry list and pay the TSP their rate to develop the plan. Then a farmer can apply again for Environmental Quality Incentive Program funding to receive additional funding to implement practices the TSP identified in the Soil Health Management Plan. So, there are lots of opportunities to become involved and receive funding for both producers and agricultural service providers. If you would like to sign up for our Spring 2023 Soil Health TSP training to meet the qualifications to become a paid service provider for soil health plans, please reach out to India Clark. Oahu RC&D is also leading farmer cohort sessions, providing farmer-to-farmer learning on soil health practices that are effective locally. We've completed these sessions on Oahu and Kauai, but have upcoming sessions on Maui and Hawaiʻi Island. If you would like more information on any of the topics covered today, or are interested in soil health planning or our upcoming soil health cohorts, contact me via email at louise@oahurcnd.org. A huge thank you to all the producers that have participated in soil health planning with us, and to Western SARE for providing funding for this work. Please sign up for our newsletter or follow us on social media to stay up to date on other projects we have going on at Oahu Resource Conservation and Development Council.